Good morning, I'm Lexie Hain. I'm one of the founders of the American Solar Grazing Association. We call it ASGA. We are the group of farmers, researchers, and other folks who started this group. We're all upstate New Yorkers, and we founded it 3 years ago, 2017. We're building a knowledge base together that doesn't exist anywhere else. I'm standing here on one of the solar sites that I hold a grazing contract for. We just rounded up sheep this morning to bring them to another solar site because they've eaten, they've done their job, and they're headed off to finish up their work about 30 miles south of here. Solar grazing is a perfect entree to the conversation that bridges agriculture and solar together. The land base was the thing the solar companies didn't have. And in many cases, I thought it was the weak spot for their knowledge. I'll be honest, it was the thing where I thought, well, who knows how to manage land? And there's a lot of people, and sometimes it's farmers, but it's also the related agricultural network. It's places like USDA, NRCS. And I thought this brings together two systems that are quite complementary. And financially, it could, the energy industry could help shore up what otherwise is sort of a sliding agricultural economy. It's really hard. Something like 85% of farmers now have off-farm jobs, though. When done properly, solar grazing will be more effective than mowing and herbicide. The solar grazing will actually work the best. In many cases, we're seeing be the most cost-effective way to manage your solar sites. What we are learning, and there's certainly a large body of research that is sort of coming into this field, is that the related ecological services on the lands also benefit by good management. If you do it right in a complementary way, these are projects that will be here probably for 30 years. And I want to see this be successful, not just at a groundbreaking where I'm standing here with the land, but I'm hoping in another 10 years, we're still here. In another 20 years, I don't know, maybe my children are doing it. Not that old.
What do I do? Okay, I'm Phoebe. I'm Petra. And we help herding the sheep, and when we handle them, we help with that too. And we give them medicine and write down ear tags. And
we help with catching them when they run off.
With the sheep, we have about 140, 150 sheep.
And we have a guinea pig and a hamster.
My favorite part is the lambs.
She's gonna be so pretty. She's gonna be a pretty one. You can just tell. Just look how thick she is.
But some of our members are former dairy farmers who are looking for other ways to use their land and their skills, or maybe looking for the next generation. The number one threat to farmland in the United States is residential housing. It's a hard threat to fight. It's just the sprawl of selling off lots. It's the number one loss to farmland. American Farmland Trust just came out with a nice report on this. But if you put a solar array over in those spots instead, you have an ongoing source of income for your farm, if you're lucky enough to be a farmer with extra land. And you also then can have a second tier of income if you're able to still harvest something off that land. So in my case, what I'm hoping for is grazing contracts. And if I'm the farmer landowner, I hope I can get the grazing contract for my solar array, but also maybe if there's some neighboring solar arrays, build a business out of it. When you're becoming a solar grazer, if you're a farmer who wants to do this, finding ways that all the risk doesn't fall on you personally, finding ways to spread out the risk. We can share responsibilities, we can share assets, we can manage, we have multiple flocks that we move in these rotations. We've been able to expand without putting all of the burden on my family. much as it is beautiful to just live on a farm, you know, it's a pretty expensive luxury. So I had to find something else to do that would bring in agricultural income, or we'd probably have to sell the farm. This year we are managing 130 some acres. Next year it looks like it could double. And I can get to the size I want my farming business to be at. And so can 1,000 other people. So, how's that?